Welcome to the 18th Annual Chandler Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony and luncheon. The Chandler Sports Hall of Fame honors athletes, coaches, administrators, and teams who have brought recognition to Chandler through their athletic achievements. This year's outstanding class will stand side by side with previous inductees, including Zora Foley, Lindsey Fry, Cameron Jordan, Lindsey Taylor, and Cody Bellinger. The Chandler Sports Hall of Fame class is Joe Jackson, Eric Jacobson, Brittany Quanja, Bryce Perkins, and Karen South. Congratulations to the newest Chandler Sports Hall of Famers.
My name is Joe Jackson, and I'm a Paralympic silver medalist. Growing up, I played a lot of sports. I played basketball, football, baseball, ran track in high school, and I was just trying to be as active as I could and hang out with my friends at the same time. At Hamilton, I wrestled my freshman year. I ran track my junior year, and then played football from freshman to junior year. November 21st, 2005. We were scrimmaging for our semifinal state game against Westwood. There was a receiver lined up and quarterback threw an interception. So I ran over to help on a gang tackle. Nothing crazy or anything. And I went in, made the tackle, lost my breath. It felt like a stinger, which is where you get sharp pains kind of shooting down your neck and your arm. I tried to reach my hand up to get up, and I couldn't get up. I was just like, man, what is going on? I can barely breathe, got sharp pains going on, and coaches came over, called the ambulance, they did their test, and I got air vac'd to St. Joe's Hospital. I was put on a stretcher, wheeled across for my family. I think I told my dad, hey, we're gonna play ping pong when I get back. And then I went to surgery and woke up a couple days later, and I broke my C6 vertebrae. I was in rehab for about 3 months at St. Joe's, and inpatient, and then went to outpatient, maybe for about a year. I don't think I ever had a day that I was alone. So many friends and family and people that I didn't even know would just come in and say hey, or talk to me and support me. And I think that helped a lot. My friends were my rock when I was going through that. So really grateful for them. I was able to get back and graduate with my class, which was one of my goals in '07. And that's also where I found the sport wheelchair rugby from watching the documentary Murder Ball. The things that I like most about wheelchair rugby are the contact, and then just being able to come together as a team and realize it's not about you, it's not about me, it's not about her, it's about us, and then put all of our skills together and win. Some of my goals for the next few years are to, one, win the gold for the World Championships so we can get that bid for the Paralympics in '24. Next year I need to make the team, so that's a goal. In 2024 I need to make the team again and then try and bring home a gold for USA. I do have a foundation. It's called the Joe Jackson Foundation, and it's there to help anybody under the age of 26, individual grants that will give you adaptive equipment. I am a certified adaptive scuba diver as well. And then we also help with driving, because driving it's freedom. Being able to just get in a car, get in a van, and go whenever you want. I want to thank a couple people, my parents, my family, my mom, my dad, my brother. They've been a really huge part of my life and support. My best friends, I talk to them as much as I can. My therapist, my OT and my PT, Jody and Tina, they got me to where I'm at. To be inducted into the Chandler Hall of Fame, well, it's an honor, one. I wasn't expecting it, I'm just doing what I do. I'm just living my life, trying to be an athlete, be the best version of myself. So for people to see that without me having to put it out there is pretty cool. Thankful, grateful, and I hope that maybe some kid that gets hurt can see this and be like, well, if he can do that, I can do that.
Growing up, I played a lot of different sports. Obviously played basketball for the most part, but also tried soccer, played a little t-ball. But I really enjoyed BMXing for a long time until I got a little too tall for that, and then just had to switch back over to basketball. Playing at Hamilton was really fun. I mean, I really enjoyed that high school experience. I played for Coach Hartwig and Coach Holes, two great coaches. I credit them for a lot of stuff they taught me, which in turn helped me like in the next level, especially in when I went to ASU. Playing at ASU was honestly like a dream come true. It was kind of surreal playing on the floor. I grew up watching a lot of guys play on and stuff, and dreamt of, being at that level someday. And a couple of highlights from my tenure at ASU, I think the two biggest ones, there's probably three. One, we played in the NCAA tournament, so that was awesome. Great experience. And then I think the other two were the two times we beat U of A at home. Getting those two wins were unbelievable, and it was really cool experiencing the whole the fans storming the court and stuff like that. So it was just really fun. Going into the draft weekend after college, I was pretty set on the fact that I wouldn't be drafted. I was lucky enough to get picked up kind of last minute by the Cleveland Cavaliers summer league team. During the summer league, I was approached by a coach from Australia, and they had me come do some workouts during that 2 weeks I was there, like little tryout kind of deal. And they ended up offering me a contract, so I went over there. And I loved it down there, and I couldn't have asked for a better first place to go play. Then my second year, I was able to secure a contract to come over to Japan and play. The basketball here is really like big man focused, I guess you could say. So that really, helped me, evolve my career and move away from a role-playing big guy in Australia who kind of just, rebounds and sets screens and, helps out the point guard dominant kind of style of play, to coming to Japan where it's like I'm getting the ball at the end of the game and I'm asked to score more and stuff like that. A way I was able to, evolve my game away from just being like a role-playing, big guy. When I think about my journey, I obviously have to start with thanking both my parents. I also would like to thank my high school coaches. I still have a great relationship with them today, and we still talk a lot. And I'd obviously like to, thank all the people who helped me out at ASU, from, obviously the coaches, as well as the strength coaches, the training staff, and even the academic support team, helping me get my degree and everything, playing a sport at the same time. So there's a lot of people who just helped me a lot along the way. Being inducted into the Chandler Sports Hall of Fame, honestly, is pretty surreal for me. I never imagined that I would ever be someone who would even be in consideration for something like this. So it's just been an awesome experience. When I first heard about it, I thought it was a little bit of a joke. I didn't think that anyone would, nominate me. So honestly, it was really cool. And, I'm really excited to, just be a part of history in that sense. And just really thankful for everyone involved.
What attracted me most to playing volleyball was how similar it was to tetherball, and I played tetherball almost every day at recess in like second and third grade. My biggest role model, I would say, throughout high school for volleyball wise was Emily Helm, who also went to Hamilton. She was such a competitor and did not like losing, and she was just like her grittiness on the court and like her will to win. I think that was very inspiring to me. The highlight of playing volleyball at Hamilton was just the excitement of the years that I was there. going to the playoffs for the first time, semifinals, going to state, playing in a state game. I think just the energy around the volleyball program was huge, and we had a lot of support from the fans and the student body. Recruiting for me started in the 8th grade. My dad is from Alabama, and so I've always grown, and he is a big Alabama fan. He would always wear like the Alabama gear and say Roll Tide to people, whether we're like at the mall. I remember being very embarrassed when he said Roll Tide at Disneyland, and that was just something that I was like not interested in growing up. But the thought of being at a school where the pride of representing your school is everything, like the fanfare is incredible. It reminded me a lot of playing in that state game and just playing and representing Hamilton and the city of Chandler. I chose Alabama because of the coaching staff and their vision for the program, and I thought I would be a good fit to be able to achieve the program's goals and just the overall fanfare of being at Alabama. Stepping out on the court as a freshman at Alabama and playing was incredible. It was a lot of fun. I felt very free. We played in the NCAA tournament my freshman and sophomore year. It was kind of like a breakthrough milestone for the program. Receiving the accolades that I did was at Alabama was incredible. It wasn't anything that I was thinking about going into a season. Really wasn't much of anything I was focusing on for like personal goals. What means the most to me is the community service award that I got, because I really enjoy giving back and pouring into the community. So receiving that award was definitely something that I'm most proud of. I would like to thank all of my coaches that I've had while I was playing growing up. Coach Vanis, you were huge to my success. Molly Stark, Molly West, Amanda Burbridge, Ed Allen, Ryan Freeberg, Ryan Wills, Bryn Kehoe, my athletic training staff for keeping me in one piece, all of my teammates at all stages and all levels for believing in me and trusting in me. I would like to thank my family for their part in my success, from driving to school, to practices, my younger siblings for keeping things light and fun when there were some rough car rides home. And I'd also like to thank my husband, Ari, for his support while I was at Alabama. When I found out I was going to be inducted into the Chandler Sports Hall of Fame, I was truly shocked. Thank you to the committee who made the selection. I'm so honored, and it was a good time to represent the West Coast and Arizona and Chandler at my time at Alabama, and thank you so much.
I feel like football is the greatest team sport where one person can't take over unless somebody else is doing the job right next to you. So that aspect of, having to trust the person next to you, or having to trust the people on defense when you play offense. You can't play both sides, and just that trust aspect of it brings people together. The camaraderie and brotherhood part of it, is what makes me love football. Attended Chandler High School, class of 2015. Coming into my senior season after the junior year, after we lost to Hamilton in the playoffs, it was like, okay, you don't really get a sense of the rivalry until you really experience it. Coming into the senior year, doing everything into the playoffs, and then coming into the championship against Hamilton, it kind of felt like, this is like a movie. The state championship meant a lot. I committed pretty early. I came in my junior year. I remember, going through that process and picking Arizona State initially, where I wanted to go to school. And it was something that was super proudful of me because my father went to Arizona State as well. So I redshirted my freshman year, and then going into my second year, I broke my neck in training camp. At first when it happened, the first 3 weeks, the doctor told me I'll never play football again. Dr. Watkins in California, they gave us hope and told us, he said, it's possible that you'll be able to play again. You just have to do these steps, you got to, So it's either you do these steps and you could play again, or you don't do these steps, you get surgery, and then you for sure will not play again. So it's like, we'll go with the option that gives us the best chance. And then after that year, I went through spring and decided that Arizona State wasn't the best school for me. So ended up leaving, going to junior college at Arizona Western down in Yuma. And then after that, ended up going to Virginia. So I was one of two players with at least 2,600 passing yards and 900 rushing yards. And the other player was Kyler Murray. And then I think my senior year, it was one of two again. And it was Jalen Hurts at Oklahoma, if I'm not mistaken. And it was just funny that the same school, same system. It was an honor winning the Dudley Award. I mean, there's so many great players in Virginia. And to be honored as like the best football player in Virginia was something that I held to high remark. I didn't know in the first place I was going to draft it, but when I did, I think just being honored to sign with the Rams was enough to keep me motivated to keep going. So, it's not always what you want, but 3 years later, I'm still here. So, everything works for a reason. The whole experience of the Super Bowl was amazing. Seeing the confetti fall and everything like that, I mean, it was surreal. It was really a surreal moment. You see it all the time on the TV, but to experience that on the field and the energy and everything like that was beautiful. And the ring is massive. It's definitely something that you can't wear all the time. You definitely something that, you can feel it on your finger. At times, sometimes you wear rings and you kind of, you will constantly notice how heavy it weighs down in your hand. It's so hard to give thanks to one person without giving thanks to everybody, because, everybody in your life has some type of influence of where you are right now. So, my friends, family, all of them, I'm thankful for it all. And I hold them dear to my heart for sure. It feels amazing to be inducted into Hall of Fame. When my brother got inducted, just seeing, him go through it, it was like, man, I was like, that's a awesome honor just to be, considered to be in that. Now, I am blessed, and I couldn't have done it without, my coaches and my family and my teammates while I was at Chandler. So definitely honored.
I always wanted to be a coach when I was a kid. When somebody asked me during my senior year of high school, a newspaper article, I think they asked me, well, what do you want to study? And I said, I just want to be a math teacher and a basketball coach. I started playing basketball before I can actually remember. I know I was on my first YMCA team when I was 5, and I just took to sports at a really young age. I was inducted in the New York State Hall of Fame as an athlete for my accomplishments in both basketball as well as track and field. Was a high school All-American and New York State scoring record. We won a state championship my senior year, which was amazing. And then I also was the Eastern States champion for shot put and discus. And I qualified for nationals in shot put my senior year and got to go to nationals for that. When I was a freshman in high school, I had a big scoring game that made it into the paper. And somebody who knew the women's basketball coaches at ASU reached out to them and said, hey, there's a kid here in New York that you should take a look at. She's only a freshman. And so they started recruiting me pretty early on. And they were actually the first letter I ever received from any college coach. Came out to do my visit here in Arizona and literally loved it. It was amazing, and I loved the team. And so it just seemed like a really good fit. I think my biggest claim to fame would probably be 3-time Pac-10 Player of the Week. Somebody told me Seton was hiring a girls basketball coach. And I was like, well, they would never hire me. I'm 22 years old. I have no experience coaching. But they did. Kind of developed a lot of my philosophies of coaching from my playing experience and from the coaches that I had previously had. When we made it to the state championship, and I want to say like my 4th year, I mean, that was just, I was so ill prepared for that. I had no idea what to expect. But you just learn as you go, and you have to fail before you can succeed. Losing in the state championship in '96, it really motivated our players to work even harder and to figure out like what went wrong and how we could improve. And so then we turned around and ended up winning 97, 98, and 99. Every state championship is different, and they all have their own special memories that you have. In 2014, we were not expected to win. And we were definitely not the most talented team in the state. but we were a really, really good team, and we played really well together. During that time period, my assistant coach, Tiffany Tate, who's actually in the Chandler Hall of Fame, she suffered from cystic fibrosis, and she was awaiting a lung transplant at that time. And so she was very, very sick, and she attended the game in a wheelchair, really on oxygen, struggling to breathe. And that was just really, really rewarding, because we were kind of able to do it for Tiff. And that really meant the world to the girls and to me personally. People that I would want to thank for my success here, number one, my husband. I have to thank our former athletic director, Michael Eubanks. He was a Seton grad. He was our athletic director for years, and then he became our dean of students. He really helped to shape me and my mindset and my philosophy about coaching. And I just don't think I could ever express how much he impacted me. And then of course, my kids. It's not easy having a mom who's gone a lot and who's so committed to their sport. And then obviously the school, everybody here is just really goes out of their way to make you feel appreciated. And I don't think I could have stayed here for 30 years if I didn't have the support of the school. People always ask you, what does it mean to be inducted into a Hall of Fame or to receive a particular award? And I think that there are so many components that go into that answer. I mean, one, I'm incredibly humbled because there's so many great people that have come before me that have really paved the way. It's validating, you put in a ton of time and work into something, and then to be recognized for the work that you guys collectively did just feels really amazing. So what does it mean? Kind of everything. I mean, it's very cliche to say that, but it really does. It's a ton of emotions all at once.
The Seton Catholic Preparatory Girls Basketball Program made its first appearance in the state championship game in 1996. They have appeared in 2/3 of all the state championship games played since then, an outstanding 17 appearances in 26 years. Coach Karen Self has led the program to unprecedented success, including an amazing 12 state championships. She led the team to three-peats 1997 through 1999, 2010 through 2012, and 2016 through 2018, with additional titles in 2014, 2020, and 2021. The Seton girls made an unbelievable 8 straight trips to the championship game between 2014 and 2021. Coach Self and her players have built an incredible legacy at Seton.